There's little doubt the United States is one of the most controversial countries in the world. Since World War II, its military, political, and cultural leadership have dominated the globe and shaped international institutions. This level of influence has created resentment not only among America's enemies but also among some of its friends. Of course, governmental relations do not necessarily correspond to popular opinion within countries. People may also have a negative opinion of the United States government and foreign policy while liking American people and culture. What countries dislike the United States the most? 1. Russia. Russian leaders Gorbachev and Yeltsin pursued cooperation with the West, which led to international investment and cooperation on a range of issues. Vladimir Putin, however, has set his sights on restoring the former glory of the Soviet Union, particularly by engaging in an invasion of Ukraine that started in 2014 and accelerated dramatically in 2022. The United States and its allies have imposed crippling economic sanctions and provided funding, training, and equipment for the Ukrainian resistance. Due to their radically opposed agendas, Russia is one of the countries that most dislikes the United States. 2. Belarus. A close ally of Russia, Belarus has come under U.S. criticism for human rights violations, fraudulent elections, and allowing Russia to use its territory as a staging point for its aggression against Ukraine. Because Belarus borders NATO countries Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia, the United States sees it as a strategic challenge for regional security. For its part, the Belarusian leadership knows it is surrounded by superior firepower and will be on the front lines of any future direct conflict between the United States and Russia. Thus, it sees the U.S. as its most dangerous enemy. 3. China. Unlike other communist countries that have clung to untenable economic policies, China made the pragmatic decision to introduce market reforms to make it competitive while retaining strict one-party control of the government. Today, it seeks to parlay its wealth and technology into military, economic, and diplomatic influence. One way it does this is through massive infrastructure investments in developing countries in areas with strategic resources. China is using its growing military power to throw its weight around in the region. It has pressed claims to virtually the entire South China Sea against weaker neighbors and has made no secret of its intentions to regain control of the island of Taiwan, by force if necessary. 4. North Korea. At the end of World War II, the Korean peninsula was divided into the Communist Democratic People's Republic of Korea in the north, and the Western-aligned Republic of Korea in the south. The North Korean leadership made the disastrous decision to invade the South in 1950, provoking a devastating U.S.-led military response that largely destroyed the country but returned the situation to a stalemated status quo. The conflict remains unresolved to this day, but in the meantime, North Korea has built one of the most powerful military machines in the world, complete with nuclear weapons and ICBMs that may be able to reach the North American mainland. Needless to say, North Korea is no fan of the United States. 5. Afghanistan. The devastating terrorist attacks in New York City and Washington, D.C. on September 11, 2001, traumatized the American people and left them demanding revenge. When an investigation identified Osama bin Laden as the mastermind, the United States began mobilizing for war against the Taliban regime in Afghanistan, which was sheltering him. 20 years later, American forces were abruptly withdrawn, leading to the near-immediate collapse of a pro-Western government and the Taliban's return to power.